a few minutes as this night with the Dashi with you. I can't breathe. Feel full. At the same time. I need to react. I need to do something. It's just sweet for a bit. Good morning. Elliot! Elliot! What you doing without me, man? What you doing without me? Lil? I thought you were... What are you talking about, eh? I don't know what you're talking about. You what? I think... You... No. How are you even here? What are you talking about? I'm your little Teddy. Hey, little. Man, you remember me? Don't you? Yeah. Huh. What's going on here? Lil, is I give you a call again? Oh, he yes, he is. He's saying we have to stop. It's actually kind of weird. Weird, huh? Hey, stop acting weird around Lil, you know? But it's not me. What's going on? Hey, when you do something to calm yourself down, calm myself down. What? Huh. There's a night with a Dashi thing. Maybe we should do that. Yeah, that might calm yourself down. Yeah, no. And I calm myself down. What's going on? There's something happening. Let's react to this.
Rainbow Dash rested on the sandy shore near the lake outside of Ponyville.
Okay.
For the last 3 days, she'd had an overwhelming desire to be there. But it never occurred to her to ask herself why. To her, it felt like an adventure, and as
adventure time, go back, your friend.
A soft summer breeze gently tossed errant strands of her colorful mane to and fro about her face. She stared into the calm water while tears stung her eyes. She had been crying for the better part of an hour. She wept for loss. She wept for something that was beyond her reach.
What?
But she knew not why, only that her heart was breaking.
What?
In the private and hidden place of her heart, there was a hole, but she couldn't understand it at a conscious level. Reviewing her life, it appeared to be going well. Her home, job, friends, nothing was out of place. Yet, this sense of loss persisted. Lying on the beach, she pondered her being and the events of the last several days. She was certain she couldn't be happier. Yet, for all she had in her near-perfect life, she kept thinking she was supposed to be sad. The recent days had been an unusual, almost etheric time for her. Dash traced the beginnings of these strange events to the morning she found Fluttershy in her home making breakfast for her. That morning, Rainbow Dash awoke, and there was an uneasy turmoil that could only be sensed briefly when her mind was still. Dismissing it easily, she focused on her plans to spend the day at the lake. After Fluttershy had cooked Dash breakfast, she seemed concerned about Dash, but never mentioned why. Better why, Fluttershy! Better why! With a concerned look on her face. If Dash took notice of her observations, Fluttershy would look away, then become preoccupied by a book on the coffee table, or by one of the many paintings of the Wonderbolts that hung from the walls. In spite of the odd behavior, it never registered to Rainbow that her friend was watching her closely for any signs that the spell Twilight had used the day before to alter her memories had produced any unintended side effects.
What? Unintended side effects? Oh, this is a continuation from the last story. It's Stacy during the sequel.
Slurping up the last of the pancakes and hay bacon, she was still left wondering why the butter-yellow Pegasus would show up unannounced and prepare her a meal. Watching her friend clean the kitchen, Dash passed off the strange behavior as her just being Fluttershy.
Yeah, don't be Fluttershy.
Acts like this towards her animal friends all the time. Clearing the table, Fluttershy asked Dash how she was feeling. Rubbing her full belly, Dash responded with a loud, wet burp and followed it by telling Flutters that she felt great. Fluttershy blushed and laughed in her sweet, demure way. Then told Dash she had to go home and have a great day. She said their goodbyes. Dash set about getting all of her beach accessories ready.
So cute, Lil.
Wandering through the house, she found that, in the span of 20 minutes, she had entered her bedroom for the 5th time when she had meant to retrieve a large towel from the bathroom. Pausing in the doorway to her bedroom, she seemed convinced that she had left something behind and still hadn't gathered it for her trip. Shaking her head, she returned to the bathroom and grabbed a large blue towel. Walking to the living room, she caught herself making her way to her bedroom again. Silently cursing her absent-mindedness, she changed her destination and headed to the living room. She looked over what she had brought together for her day. Everything was there that she could think of. The big blue towel with the Wonderbolts logo on it, lunch, picnic blanket, sunscreen for her nose, her dog-eared copy of the most recent Daring Do book, her fold-open metal reflector, and, just in case, her preening kit. Mostly satisfied, she loaded her saddlebags and left the house. As soon as she stepped outside, her mostly good mood improved greatly. She felt as though the whole world was her oyster.
Yeah. Oh, well, then my oyster.
She swam, she flew, and she napped. She deserved it, too. She was, after all, the fastest flyer in all of Equestria. At least in her own mind.
Yeah. Go faster.
Convinced she'd forgotten to collect everything she brought with her. She wandered the beach in search of the elusive item she was sure she'd forgotten. Yet, as she checked her bags, she found that everything was accounted for. Shaking her head at her laps, she laughed and thought that she must be getting old before her time.
Yeah, you get older.
Slightly disturbed as ripples in a pond, just out of reach of her conscious mind. After the sun had set, she took to the air and headed home, feeling outwardly relaxed.
Why is he here?
Sleep was a fitful affair. Powerful emotions of being alone, abandoned, hopeless, and adrift permeated her slumber. Morning arrived almost too soon. She awoke feeling not entirely rested, and the desperate notions in her mind were still there and growing. Urgency had begun to form around them. She quickly dismissed these impressions. As far as she could tell, they were without merit or reason.
Yeah, why?
The shower wasn't nearly as eye-opening as normal. She didn't sleep well, and she felt it in her bones. She fixed a meager breakfast, still sort of hoping Fluttershy might pop in to see how she was and fix her breakfast again. Sadly, Fluttershy didn't show up that morning. Gathering her beach accessories and fixing a lunch for herself, she set out to see if anyone else would like to join her at the lake.
Yeah, does everyone else want to join me on the way?
She was on a mission now, and having that to focus on, her disposition was recovering. After asking Rarity if she'd like to join her, and being turned down, she left Ponyville and flew to the
You fail!
she really wanted to be that day.
Yeah.
There was something about that lake that drew her there. She really couldn't place why, but a preoccupation deep inside her longed to be there. Maybe it was the sandy beach, or the clear, inviting water. Or was it something else? A warm, almost familial feeling drew her to the lake those days. It was a great place to let your mane down and just exhale. The peaceful surroundings and sharp contrast to the busyness of her day-to-day work life. As the day wore on, deep in her mind, there was a sadness that was growing. Something was wrong, but she couldn't say why or what was the cause of it. It pestered her conscious mind, never fully forming or permitting itself to come into focus.
Yeah.
Tears formed in her eyes as she left that evening.
What?
Desperation was gnawing at her.
What?
Rainbow Dash's dreams that evening were ones of panic and anxious searching. She was desperate to find what she had lost. Sadness.
I don't know what I want! Yeah, like that.
She saw herself in a dark and lonely chapel.
You are so weird.
Strong, brave, confident mare she saw her every morning in the bathroom mirror. She was a heartbroken child crying out in the dark, terrified of being alone and desperate to be held. Then, as quickly as it had fallen, it was gone. Rainbow blinked several times, trying to recall what had begun to upset her. When nothing seemed to be forthcoming, she disregarded the troublesome feelings and the dream faded into nothing, as dreams often do. Hopping out of bed, ready to face the day, she moved with purpose and drive. The need to be at the lake took her, and she knew it would be a good time. She had adopted the opinion that she just couldn't get enough of it.
I can't get enough of this way. Sonny. Sorry.
Found herself flying to that little lake. A simple notion in her mind stood out. This was going to be her last trip there. She didn't know why she felt that way, but she was certain it was true. When she arrived, she landed on the beach, settled in, and was still. There would be no swimming or flying today. She understood that she needed to be there and watch.
Watch. I'm
Feel it
waiting.
in her very essence.
Watch.
Waiting for what? She couldn't say.
Watch.
I'm waiting. Had taken its hold on her.
I'm waiting.
Beyond herself.
I'm waiting.
She wanted to fly out and stretch her wings.
This is bad as waiting,
And enjoying the water.
but almost muttered boy.
She lay there a silent sentinel, noticing everything. She paid attention to every detail around her. The water, the trees, it all mattered for some reason that she couldn't grasp. Whatever it was that had been on her mind, she knew she would find it here, and soon. The day wore on, and in a hidden, safe place of her mind, deep down, a light was waning, a hope dying. Something was going away, and she couldn't stop it. Never a fully conscious thought, it was a flicker, almost catching her attention, and then when she focused on it, gone. This sense flittered near the fringes of her mind and played with her emotions, never able to reveal itself in full. She lay there, on what felt like would be her last day at that lake. As her dreams were closed, she stood, walked near the lake and stared into the water. Emotions that she had no rational reason to bring up. They began to overwhelm her, and tears formed in her eyes. Her heart felt like it broke.
That's like you when you were here. When you woke up.
Frustrated and angry, she held back her tears.
What's it like that?
Everything in her was
Yes,
blind,
you were. You
desperate
were
to be right,
confused
so
and weirded out. And you
She
looked
was
like you were about to
beginning
cry.
look below the horizon, a sense of immense loss to self.
What?
Unable to hold back any longer, she cried out, a painful way of tears.
What's your
Crumbling
song?
to the ground, she curled
What's
into a
your
ball.
song?
Blindly, she let it all out in waves of pitiful sorrow. A thought formed in her mind.
You need like that?
It was not her own.
That sounds
The
weird.
opportunity for her father, which she had lost, was now past. There was a profound sense of finality about it. As she attempted to make sense of the thought, she felt as though she now had permission to leave. Her time here was done now. Tears covered her cheeks and blurred her vision as she stood and snapped open her wings, preparing herself for the journey home. The raw pain in her heart had begun to fade. Settling down as best she could, she decided she needed to stop being a crybaby. Tomorrow was going to be a busy day, and she needed to get on with her life. Setting her mind to the future, the last flicker of a distant hope disappeared from the safe place within her. And
Wait, that didn't happen.
understood it was over.
Yeah,
The
that
sense of
didn't
loss
happen.
that had held her heart captive dispersed and was gone.
That didn't happen at all! What do you
The
mean?
nameless, faceless thing that was wrong had finally run its course.
I am dreaming something. This is totally wrong.
She felt better. Her mood improved moment to moment. As the last of the sun passed under the horizon, she felt like her old self again. She could move on now, and life would return to normal. She would have to put the strangeness of the last few days behind her and live unfettered by sadness and grief. Heaving a small sigh of relief, she wiped her face off and, at last, smiled. A noise from behind caused her to pause. Spinning around, her sight fell upon the most unlikely of creatures. In the moment her eyes met his, something unlocked in her mind, and they came, like a roaring wave from deep within herself, a place not even Celestia could find. 15 years of memories rushed out and flooded her mind like waters breaching a dam.
That's a lot of
She
memories.
remembered the gurgling sound the coffee maker made in the morning, the smell of her bed with clean sheets, The pale yellow glow of her SpongeBob SquarePants nightlight. The feel of hot water during a shower. Pizza. She remembered it all. And she remembered the most important thing of all.
This has definitely got to be a dream. This has got to be a dream.
Daddy?
Dashi? Her heart leapt for joy at the sound of his voice. With all the memories of her years on Earth pouring into her mind, Rainbow Dash tentatively stepped forward towards her father. He bent down on one knee as she approached. Brian's heart raced as his daughter approached him. He had spent nearly a month deciding if he should take her up on her offer and travel to Equestria. Seeing her standing there on the shoreline made him realize that choosing to come here was the right thing. The best thing he could do his entire life. Shaking slightly, she reached out a hoof and gingerly touched her. A figment of her broken imagination, or hallucination brought on by the stress of the few days.
1 second.
In the instant her hoof felt the warmth of his shirt, she knew he was really there. Joy burst forth in her heart.
It really is you.
Rainbow pulled her father into a tight hug and began to bawl.
It's somebody the map? No, little.
He was here, and he was real. She could be at peace now. She finally understood that this is what had been so wrong. He was the answer to the question she couldn't ask. He was what her heart had been crying out for.
Hey? What did you say, Dad? Oh, nothing.
So many memories filled her mind. The changing of the letter to him. The hope that she held on to that he would read it in time. The hope that he would understand what she was offering him. Hoping that he'd make the decision to come back to Equestria to be with her. She remembered thinking that he might heed Celestia's warning and not come back. And that thought had caused her heart to break. She feared that he may not want to come back to Equestria, but she had to take that chance. She had to hope against all things that her dad would make the tough choice, defy Celestia, and risk coming here to the end of his days.
Yeah, that's right.
Finally, she remembered it all. Rainbow's father held her tightly and tried his best to soothe her. All of his reservations about the
he's not your
Equestria
father.
melted away the moment he laid eyes on his adopted daughter. Petting her mane, he wept in relief that she was okay, and that she remembered him. It's okay. I'm here. Right then, Rainbow Dash was content to just be. Being held by her dad, she wept. She wept for joy. She wept for the many long days to come, and the days behind. And in his arms, she was at last whole again. The smell of his shirt and the sound of his voice soothed her, reassuring her that everything was going to be okay. Waves of relief poured over her, as she was for a moment.
What are you talking about there?
Being comforted by the one person she loved more than herself. Finally, they released each other. Rainbow Dash looked into her pot space, studying his
I have no idea
the
what you're
crow's feet around
talking
his
about.
eyes, the roughness of his 5 o'clock shadow along his jaw, the smell of his cologne. Then she closed her eyes, rested her head on his chest, and let out a long, deep sigh. A sigh that had been 3 days coming. But to her, it felt like 3 lifetimes.
Daddy, I love you.
I love you too, Dashi. Brian held his daughter close. Having her in his arms felt right. He felt as though this was his reason to exist. He sighed in relief. In spite of all his fears and trepidations about coming to Equestria, he had to. For her. When Brian had found Rainbow Dash, he had been given a singularly unique opportunity to change his life forever. By taking her in as his own and giving of himself to raise her. She changed his life for the better in ways he could never have imagined. He no longer saw the world as the gray and hopeless place he had always known. He instead...
Ow! Why did you punch me? You know I could not punch you back out so hard. Yeah, that feels good.
He molded her in ways she could never thank him enough
That didn't
for.
hurt.
He taught her patience, kindness, forgiveness,
It's a
and
dream.
empathy with just a touch of humility.
I'm
He knew that
in a
his need to
dream.
be his daughter was bigger than himself. It was a force in his life he would never fully understand.
Hey, you idiot!
He walked through that path
What?
yet
What?
left behind.
I'm an idiot!
His
I'm an idiot!
his
I'm
time,
not an idiot!
everything. There was a drive in him that drew him to her.
This is
He
dream,
felt
this
that
is
he
dream,
had
this
what
is
was
dream.
necessary to be there
That
for her
does
for the
prove it.
rest of her life.
That does
From
prove
the
it.
day he found her, their lives
Yeah.
become intertwined.
We'll get punched again if you do. Come on, come at me. Well, no, you two, stop fighting. I don't want to hear you. Don't you dare tell you big. I'm sorry, Lou. I'm sorry.
Dashy looked at him and
These are
smiled back.
weird.
The stress of the last few days and more had melted
Sorry.
away.
You fatty, you don't have my
She could move on with her life, better
Just
than
a
before.
bit addicted as
The
always.
love-shaped hole in her heart was filled again by the one person who was made for it. Rainbow Dash sat down on the soft sand of the shore. Her father took a seat next to her and wrapped his arm around her. She leaned against him and wrapped a wing around his back. She looked out across the lake at the everfree forest, spying a somewhat clear area with some dense tree cover, and an idea popped into her head. Turning
Ding.
to her father, she looked at him and asked an important question.
Dad,
Yeah?
where are you going to stay?
Brian looked around at the lake and surrounding forest. He began to entertain the idea of staying at her cloud home. For I don't suppose I can walk on clouds here, can I?
No, Dad. Only Pegasus ponies can walk on clouds.
I guess I'm going to have to build a home here then. He thought about his limited knowledge of carpentry. He had built a sconce and a table in woodshop years earlier. How much different could a home be? I mean, it's just a house, right?
How about over there?
Looking closer at the clearing, Brian examined it as best he could in the dimming light. Brian began thinking about how on Earth, or Equestria, he was going to pull this off.
I was about to say that.
Where do you even begin to build a house? The foundation?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like the best place to start, I think.
Yeah.
I'll worry about it tomorrow. He thought to himself. The
Um.
sun had set and a full moon was climbing over the horizon. The dark purples and blues of night had just begun to take over the sky. Stars became visible in the darkening night. Stars that Brian had never seen before. Yet for all the differences, they seemed familiar to him.
Yeah.
He was seeing stars from a completely different planet around a completely different sun. Possibly the first human to do so. Staring up,
Yeah.
he marveled at that thought. Dashy yawned first. She curled up against her father for warmth. Watching her, Brian decided that maybe sleeping on the beach for one night wasn't such a bad thing. Something bothered him, though. Dash? Don't you need to get home? With half-opened eyes, Rainbow Dash replied.
I am home.
She lay her head back down and drifted off to sleep. Smiling from ear to ear, Brian reclined into the soft sand and slowly let sleep take him. He, too, at long last, was home.
That was chapter 1. Next time, guys, we're just going to chapter 2. Chapter 2? It sounds like you're on a series or something. Series? Yeah, this is a series. We're doing a series. A series? What did you have that? Okay, this is definitely a dream. Huh? I told Teddy Me and Teddy Big we're doing a series, right, Teddy Big? I don't have any mention of an doctor. What? Okay, that be a dream. Hey, you're not dreaming. But hey, the Teddy's real. Isn't a series. Do I have a channel? Yeah, but there's a series on your channel. What's going on? My brain isn't working. I'm in some world that doesn't make sense. I'm in the dream world. I'm not gonna wake up, am I? Until I sort this out. Hey? Bye!